Welcome in everybody. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys a quick and complete rundown of all the changes in Hawk's latest season, issue number 2, Dark Arrival. We're trying to keep this short and sweet, so let's get right into it. Starting off strong with the most anticipated update of issue 2, Ranked Mode. Ranked is unlocked at player level 10, and currently the only ranked mode available is Squad Trios. Ranked is based on a point system where you pay an amount of points to enter a game and earn points through various in-game activities. The higher your rank, the higher the point costs to enter a game. It starts at 20 points per game at the lowest rank of Rookie 1, and that cost increases by 20 more points every rank you climb. So at Rookie 4, you'll pay 80 points per game, and at Notorious 5, one of the highest ranks, you'll pay 500 points per game. To earn points, you can extract the main treasury artifact for 500 points, extract lesser artifacts for 250 points, and eliminate players for some amount of points per kill or assist. The amount of points you get per player depends on the difference of the two players' ranks. If you're higher ranked, you'll get less points, and if you're lower ranked, you'll get more points. Currently, at the time of making this video, points earned by player hunting is capped at 250 points per game. There are 6 ranks in Hawked: Rookie, Prospect, Respected, Iconic, Notorious, and Legend, with Legend being exclusive for the top 100 ranked players in the entire game. Within each rank are 5 divisions: Rookie 1, Rookie 2, Rookie 3, and so on. You will move up 1 division for every 1,000 ranked points you have, and will move up 1 rank for every 5,000 ranked points you have. You cannot drop ranks, such as demoting from Iconic to Respected, but you can drop divisions once you are Iconic rank, such as demoting from Iconic 3 to Iconic 2. Every ranked season will last for 1 entire issue or season, and every player will receive a player banner and weapon pattern respective to their rank. With a new season comes new enemies, and Exile is riddled with VEKTR invasion forces. And arguably, the only thing more annoying than the peskiness in-game is trying to remember their names. Beta units are the basic ranged unit of the VEKTR fleet and will periodically shoot you with a laser gun from a medium distance. Omicron units are small, self-destructing units that will chase you down until their end. They'll explode on death, so I highly recommend just baiting out their self-destruct sequence and rolling away to avoid damage. Epsilon units are not dangerous on their own, but can attach to turrets and shoot you, or even attach to other VEKTR units to buff and heal them. When attached, they'll appear above the unit like a little crown and can be shot off of their friends in order to remove the buffs. Gamma units are fast, close-range melee units equipped with a sword and a bulletproof energy shield. They can throw the sword like a boomerang over a short range and can leap at you to quickly close distances. Beta units are a medium-ranged unit that can pack quite a punch. They have a special bombardier mode that lobs explosives at you for a lot of damage. Delta units are mini-tanks that you'll occasionally find across Exile. They have a rolling attack, an AoE melee drilling attack, a ranged attack, and can spawn support units. They drop Delta keys on death, which are used to unlock VEKTR vaults, which I'll elaborate on a little bit later. We also have the pleasure of Bodhi himself randomly appearing when you attempt to extract an artifact. He's protected by an enormous shield and brings a few Gamma units to help him mug you. He wields a Duonic SMG and will periodically fire off a laser from his cyborg eye. Once you damage him enough, he will attempt to run by summoning clones and scurrying off. If you manage to defeat him before he teleports away, he'll drop a nice amount of rare and legendary trinkets. And lastly, we have a new type of caravan, a fire caravan. It's the same as the normal caravan, but it's guarded by fire disciples, has a fire spit attack, and periodically summons small flaming tornadoes. Continuing with the theme of new stuff, we've also gotten new gears to help us fight off the invasion. The Devoider, which is unlocked at Grail Loyalty level 4, is an exo that summons a small black hole after a short delay, which pulls in and slows any enemies within its radius. The black hole duration and radius increases with each upgrade, and at legendary rank will reduce enemy HP when they're within the radius. The Blockade Ram, which is unlocked at Grail Loyalty level 8, is an exo that creates an indestructible riot shield that you wear. You can move while holding the shield, but you cannot use any weapons. The shield lasts for a duration indicated by an amount of charges on the gear's icon. These charges slowly replenish over time, the duration of the shield increases with each upgrade, gains a shield bash at rare rarity, and at legendary rarity significantly increases the duration of the shield when equipped and standing still. The Bangle-matic, unlocked at Grail Loyalty level 6, is a ward that will auto-reload your team's weapons while in the active radius. The radius of the Bangle-matic increases with each upgrade, gains an explosion skill at rare rarity, and at legendary rarity increases the radius further. The Loaded D20, unlocked at Grail Loyalty level 2, is a ward that will randomly give you a glyph effect on use. The duration of the glyph effect increases with each upgrade and gains a lucky roll chance at rare rarity. If you get a lucky roll, it doubles the duration of the glyph effect and reduces the next use cooldown to 3 seconds. At legendary rarity, the lucky roll chance increases. Do note that everyone's Grail loyalty level has been reset with the new season, so you'll have to level that up once again before you're able to play with the new toys. Speaking of new toys, we've also gotten a bunch of new artifacts in this issue. The Ballistic Bag will reload your holstered gun after 3.5 to 2.3 seconds, rarity dependent. At legendary rarity, the artifact reloads no longer consume ammo. The Spectre's Gaze causes you to take 24 to 32% less damage rarity dependent while invisible. It turns you invisible whenever you empty your gun's current magazine. At Legendary rarity, you turn invisible when knocked down. The Maelstrom increases your gear damage and duration by 9 to 12% rarity dependent per empty weapon slot, max of 2 stacks. At Legendary rarity, armaments will no longer count as a built weapon slot. The Apex Prize empowers your shots when attacking a target from above. The bonus damage of the empowered shot increases the higher you are from the target, up to a max of 20% at a vertical distance of 13 to 10 meters away, rarity dependent. At Legendary rarity, bullet spread is reduced when firing from a zipline or when falling. The Scallop Shield increases your max shield by 20, but this extra shield is immediately lost when doing any offensive action. The extra shield will return after a 12 to 7 second delay, rarity dependent, of not performing offensive actions. At Legendary rarity, the max shield is increased to 30. The Boonie will heal you for 1.3 to 1.6 HP per second, rarity dependent, per buff you have on your player. At Legendary rarity, your max health is also increased by 4 per buff you have on your player. Issue 2 also brings us the class card system. It may be a bit confusing at first, but the class card system simply gives you a special buff when you wear a specific set of artifacts and gears. Choose a class card to equip, the game will auto-equip the necessary loadout, and you now benefit from the extra buff outlined on the class card. Class cards are automatically unlocked once you have all pieces of the card's loadout. If you don't have a specific class card equipped, you'll have the default class card instead that gives extra traverser damage. Each class card tailors to a specific playstyle, whether it be a revive-focused support or a sneaky bush-disguised ambusher, so check them all out and see which one works for you. Every class card also has a set of challenges that can be completed for various rewards such as Hawked, Wonderium, Battlepass EXP, and even free Grail Plus. The first 3 challenges are the same for every class: extract 5 trinkets, extract 3 artifacts, and extract 5 rare trinkets, done in that order. The 4th and final challenge is specific to each class and requires you to do something in line with that class's playstyle, such as reviving X amount of teammates or downing some amount of renegades while camouflage. Completing these challenges do not actually upgrade the class card benefits as the flavor text suggests. We've covered the new things you can equip, so let's move on to the new things you can shoot. Issue 2 brings us 6 new guns, 3 normal weapons, and 3 Vector-themed energy weapons. The Farpoint 15 is a semi-automatic rifle. Comparing it to the Tight Frame, the Farpoint has less damage per shot, faster fire rate, less recoil, and a slightly bigger magazine. Personally, I feel that both guns are great, but that the Farpoint is better for landing lots of quick body shots, while the Tight Frame is better for precisely landing headshots, as it does significantly more weak spot damage. The Satyr is a 2-shot burst rifle. Comparing it to the Trident, the Satyr has less damage per shot, faster fire rate, less recoil, and a smaller weapon magazine. Personally, I feel that it's inferior to the Trident as the TTK difference is just too great. The Satyr requires landing 50% of your magazine or about 6 bursts to down a single renegade, while the Trident requires roughly 30% of its magazine or 3 to 4 bursts to down that same renegade. The VEKTR 33 is a fully automatic rifle. Comparing it to the Zed, the VEKTR has less damage per shot, a much faster fire rate, less recoil, and a slightly bigger magazine. Personally, I feel that both guns are great, and whichever you want to use just depends on if you want a fast-firing accurate gun, the VEKTR, or a slower-firing heavy hitter, the Zed. The Pulsar is an arc-firing energy cluster grenade launcher. It fires one initial projectile that explodes on impact, which releases smaller projectiles that also explode on impact. This gun is an extremely effective short to mid-range weapon that is best used from hipfire. Its large AoE allows you to focus on avoiding shots while spraying and praying at your enemies. Its high damage allows you to two-shot opponents if the initial explosion is close enough. The Twin Eclipse is a semi-automatic energy sniper rifle. Tap the trigger to fire a single bullet or hold the trigger to fire 2 bullets on release. This gun is very strong at medium range, as you're easily able to hit both shots should you aim at the chest or stomach. Coupled with the high damage, the Twin Eclipse is capable of quickly two-shotting most players. At long range, it gets harder to land both bullets of the double shot, so I'd recommend just tap firing it in those scenarios. The Solar Flare is a semi-automatic energy shotgun. It excels at close range and is surprisingly usable at a medium range due to its reliable spread pattern. Best used from hipfire, it fires a blanket of bullets that's difficult to miss. Coupled with its higher fire rate and the fact that it's overheat-based instead of magazine-based, the Solar Flare is a close-range menace that can easily two-shot most players. Moving on from Issue 2's two-shot trend, we have some new map locations thanks to the remodeling done by the VEKTR fleet. There are also 2 significant POIs added in Issue 2, the VEKTR Depot and the VEKTR Outpost. The VEKTR Depot is an armory that can only be opened with a data key dropped by Delta enemies, aka the mini-tanks, and will contain legendary trinkets, a handful of weapon chests, and sometimes hold a common artifact. VEKTR outposts are special extraction points defended by the VEKTR. Secure this extraction point and it'll remain yours for the rest of the game, unable to be secured by enemy players. There's also a special cred shop that only the securing team can use. To secure these outposts, you must activate 3 switches to disable a barrier around the extraction point. Follow the wires from the extraction point to the various switches in the outpost. Once all 3 are activated, simply secure the extraction point. While in-game, you may get notified of an airdrop appearing on the map soon. This message goes out to all players at once and marks a spot on your map where the airdrop will land. After a brief time, the airdrop will land and you can open it for a good chance of high-rarity gear such as weapons, shields, and self-revive kits. Issue 2 also brings us new glyph encounters to solve. The laser reflector encounter requires you to adjust mirrors to position a laser beam onto a glyph pedestal. I find it best to just methodically switch the panels from left to right along the path of the beam until I get the right answer. The turret gauntlet forces you to survive in the center of a circle of turrets until the glyph unlocks. Epsilon units will constantly spawn to man the turrets until the encounter is finished. I find it best to use my slingshot and prioritize the Epsilons that are currently on a turret, as one slingshot hit will knock them down and stun them for a few seconds, and a second slingshot hit will finish them off. Delta Takedown pits you against a Delta unit that is protecting a glyph. Release the Delta by shooting the 3 batteries on the pyramid's base and defeat all the enemies to claim your glyph. 3-step Authenticator makes you shoot crystals hanging above the puzzle area in order to unlock the glyph. I've personally never seen this one yet, so I can't really add more to it or explain it further. You may also stumble upon Riftwake NPCs randomly along Exile. They give you a request, which when completed will give you a glyph and other goodies such as gear, trinkets, and even an artifact. New season also means new drip. The Battle Pass for Issue 2 is VEKTR themed of course, and the Premium Pass now contains enough premium currency to pay for itself. So yes, this means that if you finish the whole Premium Battle Pass, you'll have enough premium currency to buy the next one without asking mom for her credit card. Don't forget to do your daily, weekly, and stage quests to get Battle Pass EXP, as well as upgrading your class cards for even more Battle Pass EXP. And now we're wrapping up the new season changes with the miscellaneous yet important stuff that everyone should know about, especially if you started from back in Season 1. I'll drop the link for the full patch notes in the description. All the changes I'm listing off next are in the section way on the bottom of the page. Artifacts from Issue 1 are now purchasable from the NPC Geo under his Buy Artifacts tab. A new fungi glyph has been added which boosts the effect of haste mushrooms by 5 seconds. This includes eaten mushrooms and floor mushrooms. New Grail Legend or Prestige rewards for Issue 2. Bounties or weekly community challenges have been added. These rally the community to complete some goals such as killing X amount of VEKTR enemies and rewards all participants when completed. Check the official website, Discord, or other social medias for updates on the latest bounty information. New base health is 125 instead of 100. New max health is 175 instead of 200. This includes green overheal health. Max shield is now 125 instead of 150. The booster maximum effort gives an extra 25 green health instead of 50. The booster Deep Sea Sense no longer marks the closest enemy, but instead alerts you at increasing strengths and intervals as enemies approach. I'm not 100% sure what this means, but I'm assuming it's something along the lines of the hot and cold hidden stashes mechanic. Reviving methods no longer stack. Now only the most powerful revive method applies at once. This means that using a pan flute while attaching a kite and manually reviving your downed teammate will only apply the pan flute effect, instead of all 3 like in the past. Soul Siphon has been reworked and it no longer overheals the user. Instead, it transfers any excess healing to your lowest health teammate, including downed teammates. A new food item, Big Eye Kebab, has been added, which pings the closest enemy when eaten and has no range limit. Shield Eels give 10 shield instead of 15 shield. Veteran's Blade has been hard nerfed, with the second swing only doing 50% damage instead of full damage. Couple this with the base health and shield changes, you're no longer able to one-shot people with a dedicated melee build, even with the new Maelstrom artifact. Rest in peace, my melee bros. A few glyphs have been reworked. Bird Glyph now pings the closest enemy when your traverser warning triggers. Flower Glyph now slowly revives you at 5 health per second. Shelter Glyph now activates extract points 25% faster and revive shrines 50% faster. And Hush Glyph now causes PvE enemies to ignore you until you attack them. In terms of movement, we've gotten a small win as now jumping will gradually become less effective over 3 consecutive jumps instead of instantly becoming ineffective on the second jump. Armaments now have their own weapon slot, and cred required to upgrade guns has increased by 50 for white to blue and by 100 for blue to purple. And that's all that's new for issue 2. If you have any questions about things I missed or want elaboration on something I didn't explain well, let me know in the comments. Hope you guys found the video useful, and I'll see you guys out there on Exile.